Hey guys, it's David from the Barbecue Lab, and today I'm going to share with you our recipe for a Tomatillo Salsa Verde. We planted a garden this year and we went heavy on salsa ingredients. That means tomatillos, jalapenos, some tomatoes, and we went all in with those ingredients to be able to enjoy some salsas and sauces with our favorite Mexican dishes. For any football party I've been to, chips and salsa has been an absolute staple on every buffet table. So today I want to show you how we make our salsa verde here, and it starts with the tomatillo. If you've never had a tomatillo before, they look something just like this, and you might think they look kind of like a tomato, and they do, but they're actually more in the berry family. They have this outside husk that you need to take off before you cook with them or eat them, and so we're going to start there. We have a bunch of tomatillos that have come right out of our garden, and we're going to start by just taking this husk off. All you have to do is peel the husk back, and you can tear it, and it comes right down to the stem. Now, when we cook with tomatillos, we don't even worry about coring them. We just put them right on the grill, fire roast them, throw them in the blender to be able to make salsas, and that's exactly what we're going to do today. But a salsa verde, in my opinion, is so much better when you fire roast the ingredients first. So what we're going to do is we're going to fire up the grill behind us, we're going to get it piping hot, and we're going to take all these ingredients and put them on the grill to get some char on them before we go into the blender. Now, when it comes to prep for a good salsa verde, there's not a whole lot of things you have to do. The only thing I'm going to cut is going to be the onion and the lime. I'm going to leave the tomatillos and the jalapenos whole and put them on the grill in their current form. We're not going to fire roast the cilantro or the salt. We're going to let those just be. But these we want to go ahead and get into some smaller pieces to be able to put on the grill to get a little char on the actual lime juice itself and a little char on more surface area of the onion. So today we're actually cutting with the Kyoku Santoku knife. If you want more information on this, I'll make sure I put a link in the description below. But we're going to go ahead and cut this lime in half. And we're going to take our onion, and all I'm going to do to start is I'm going to go ahead and cut off the end. And then I'm going to go ahead and cut it straight down the middle. Just like that. And I'm going to go ahead and get the paper off of the outside because I want to be able to get char right on this thing. Everything's prepped. All we have to do now is put the ingredients on the grill and get a good char on them. As our ingredients are soaking up that fire on the grill, we're going to go ahead and get our blender in place and ready so that as each thing finishes on the grill, we can go ahead and throw it right in the blender and get ready for it to go. Now you might be looking at this saying, wow, 16 tomatillos, isn't that a lot for a recipe? Well, that's what came out of the garden today, so we're going to go ahead and make what we would consider a double batch. But you can go ahead and cut this recipe in half, and with our recipe slider that we have on our website at thebarbecuelab.com, you can size up or size down this recipe with the slider that's included. So if you want to be able to make a larger or smaller batch, just head to the website and you can be able to make it exactly the size that you'd like. All right, your tomatillos, when they actually start leaking their liquid out on the grill, that's for me when I want to go ahead and pull them and put them in here because I want this liquid in my salsa. I don't want to lose all that on the grill. So when you start hearing that liquid leaking out and sizzling on the grill, time to pull those, put them in the food processor. Now, the blender that we're using today is a Vitamix. If you haven't ever used a Vitamix, this is what's changed the blending game for us. We use this thing for everything. It's smoothies, it's salsas, it's soups, it's all kinds of things. And the power that you have in this, we've been thoroughly impressed by. So if you haven't looked at a Vitamix, make sure you do. We're gonna put a link in the description below. This thing has been fantastic, and we'll show you how it goes here in just a second. But been really excited and really happy to be able to use one of these in our recipes and our everyday cooking. And this is not sponsored, so our opinions are our own. We didn't get this for free. This just happens to be one that we purchased, but I'm thrilled with it. This is one I bought Melissa for Christmas, and I didn't know that there could be a big difference in a blender, but there obviously is. So this is one that I'd encourage you to check out. Oh, this one's completely come apart. Look, its guts fell out. Now we're at the point where the jalapenos can come off the grill, and I want those to steam. So we're just gonna take a little lunch sack and we're gonna take the jalapenos and stick them in there so that their skins will steam off and we can get those skins off. Because the skins, they look okay in salsa, but they're not great, kind of papery. So we're gonna go ahead and pull those off, but steaming them is going to help. So we're gonna take those off the grill, put them in the bag, and then by the time it comes time to put them in here, all those skins will have come off. The onions are the last thing that are on the grill still. They could still take a little bit more char, so I'm leaving those on there. So we can go ahead and put the other things in the blender that we have that are ready. One of those things is fresh lime juice, and we grilled the flesh of the lime, giving it some nice color, and it'll change the flavor a little bit, but if anything, what it does is it makes it a lot easier to squeeze. So we'll go ahead and squeeze in the juice of a lime. Now, if some of that pulp comes off with it, totally fine with that. I'm good with lime pulp. It's just flavor. It's going to taste delicious. So we'll take the juice of a full lime. Some of that pulp in there. Next up, we're going to go ahead and put a little bit of salt inside. And I've got my grinder that we use here in the outdoor kitchen. We're just going to go ahead and put some good coarse grinds in here. Can always add some more of that later after you taste it. Now then, when it comes to cilantro, I'm going to go ahead and take a good amount here. Go ahead and say about that much. Now, a lot of people will ask, what about the stems? You know what? We're making salsa. I'm good with the stems. We're just going to throw it all in there. And notice I didn't even rough chop that. We'll find out when I hit blend if I should have rough chopped that, but I'm pretty sure we're going to be fine. All right, the onion has come off of the grill, and if you look at it, we've got a really good char going on the outside. I mean, you look at that and you'd say, man, that's almost even black. That's okay. That's what we're looking for, is I want that char on this onion. So all I'm going to do before I put it in there is I'm just going to give it a little bit of a rough chop because I don't want whole petals of an onion floating around in the blender as it goes through. So all I'm going to do is just give it a nice quick rough chop. All right, the onion's going to go in the blender, and then all we have left to do is blend this puppy up. Last but not least, we've got those jalapenos. We're gonna go ahead and pull them out of the paper bag. The skins are ready to be released. All I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab it by the end here where I have the stem, and I can really just kind of rake my knife across and it'll actually pull that skin right off. All right, we have the lid for the Vitamix. We're gonna go ahead and put that on top, lock it down. Then all we have to do is turn the Vitamix on. Now, you can make this as chunky as you want or as smooth as you want. I'm gonna guess this is pretty close to what I want. So let's take a look. If you can see that, that is about the consistency that I want in a good Tomatillo Salsa Verde. Something that has a little bit of chunk to it, but also something that's smooth enough to be able to put on a chip. So that's about it. We're gonna go ahead and save some for today. We're having tacos for dinner, so we'll have a little bit of Salsa Verde for dinner. And then the rest we're gonna go ahead and save. This will go in the fridge and keep for a week, maybe 2 weeks. It rarely lasts that long in our house. I don't know about your house, but if you've ever made homemade salsa, it doesn't last in the fridge very long. It seems like someone grabs some chips and next thing you know, this thing's gone. Or someone makes a burrito and it's gone. So It's not something that sticks around very long, but it'll easily last a week or two in the fridge. So that's it. Tomatillo Salsa Verde, fire roasted. The proof is in the taste, so let me go ahead and grab a little bite here. Oh, this is still warm, just came out of the blender, but let's see. Man, that is good. The jalapenos give it a little bit of a kick. Those are jalapenos right out of our garden, so they're a little on the spicier side for jalapenos, but really, really good kick to it. You can taste the char on those vegetables. Man, that is good. This is going to be one that we're going to enjoy tonight. I know the kids are going to enjoy it. We're going to have some great salsa verde. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, now's a great time to do it. We have more fantastic football foods that are coming up, appetizers, game day recipes. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on those, because we want you to be the place to go on your block when it comes to parties, football, food, appetizers, all of that. Our job is to make sure that you are the one who's winning your weekend. So if you like this video, make sure you give us a thumbs up. That thumbs up helps us find other people just like you who might enjoy this content. As well, if you're out on social media, we're out on all the major platforms: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Make sure you follow us if you're out on those platforms. We would love to get to meet you and see you making these recipes and winning your weekend at home. I'm David from the Barbecue Lab, and I want to say thanks so much for joining us. I can't wait to see you next time here on the Barbecue Lab. Ouch, ouch. Okay, it's hot. Okay, ready?
Uh-huh.
I'm on the struggle bus today. Our job is to make you the awesome block person thing.